On the set.
Now the rookie fifth-round pick. This is Tyler Algier. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there, and he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They're going to look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Uchenna and Wosu got the sack there. Just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down. That's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. But, man, his first throw, that nearly went the other way. Instead, it's 4th down. On 4th down, Bradley Pinion on to punt for the Falcons. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. Now Smith. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. He had a great strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Okay, break. Trap 50, trap 50.
Now Geno. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. He's going to have the first down and more than that. Down the right sideline. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Algier. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Ready, set.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's got a man, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 37 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And caught by London. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. 8 yards to go on 2nd down.
On the ball. Ready.
On 2nd, here's Algier. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Algier will try to pick it up. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. A much different 2nd drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the 2nd one. But that was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. He tried to break that plane but couldn't get there, and that's going to leave him now at 3rd and goal. The Seattle defense, they haven't broken yet. Coming up here on a 3rd and goal situation. They'll look to run with Algier. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
One word comes to mind to me after that last play, and that's alert. That defense took a chance guessing the snap count, and they were so right. Got great push up front, and that forces 4th and goal.
Koo knocks this one through the post. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Fields it right around the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
18 Rattler.
After the sack on first down, Smith looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
2 seconds to go, first quarter.
First and 10, it's Patterson.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Second and 3, and they trail 7-3, but getting close to changing that. And his defense hoping to limit them to a field goal to preserve the lead.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Kobe Bryant
in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
On second down, it's Walker. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Smith on third down. An out route, and he's got the connection to Walker. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. The Seahawks at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first two games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room. But they do have to start winning some games.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now it's Smith. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Here we go. Ready.
Now to the ground. Here's Walker. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
60, hurry.
3rd and 2, Smith. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. It's Eric Harris who picks it. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. He's going to try and take off with it. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Targeting Pitts on the out route, and he's got it complete. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the 1st down. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Bird. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Come on, stay. Ready?
Patterson on the draw play. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Ready?
2nd and 11. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
A third field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Into the hands of London. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down, right around the 17. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Koo knocks this one through the post, and they jump back in front here. It's 9-7.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission.
Now he's flushed out right. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Throwing now is Geno. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
On the return is Williams. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. A quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
On the double.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
This is a game, Charles, that's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the third quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trailed by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And some room to work. And they will finally get him down, but not before he takes this to the Falcons' 27-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Straight ahead running, here's Dallas.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On 2nd and 11 now, Smith.
And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They go play action here on 1st down. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Second and 6. Got a man, it's London. And some space here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup of 38.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's second and 2.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to first and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations than second and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Algier. Shut, and he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tyler Algier with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, we have seen the stiff arm get a bit of renaissance here in recent seasons, and that was pure strength there as he forced his way into the end zone.
And when you think of guys who use the stiff arm so effectively, I go back to guys like Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, some recent guys like Marshawn Lynch. Let's go to the Wayback Machine. Bronco Nagurski, he dealt out a wicked stiff arm.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Second straight drive now here, Charles, that had ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They'll set up to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory.
Here we go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back? And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Richie Graham. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself.
Touchdown, Falcons! Equanimous St. Brown, his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Ritter will throw for it.
This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Smith.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
On the set.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Check.
On the give, Algier headed left. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Got his man. It's London. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking on play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
2nd, 3rd levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively.
Handing it off, right side, Algier.
And he's got some space here. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Falcons 31, Seahawks 7. Youngway Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
Ready, set.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
And now here is another interception.
And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Okay, right. Come on, 38. Set.
Here's Algier again on 2nd down.
He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
So on 4th down, Ritter heads to the sideline. Youngway Koo gets set for the Atlanta field goal. Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw.
And that one almost intercepted. Could have been his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Geno.
On the slant, it's Fant.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing again is Smith. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Mustang 19. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
Smith on first down. And that is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Buffalo 18.
Back to throw, Smith. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
This is the tight end Fant. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 18. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, Smith. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 10 more there and another first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Here's Walker.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Again, Walker.
And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal.
19.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Now Smith. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Ready, set.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Falcons, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Seattle, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll look to get back on track next week as